Hey there, folks. My name is Shook, and welcome to my Let's Play of Actual Sunlight. Now, I'm not sure exactly what to expect from this game. It's made in RPG Maker. There's some excellent, there's one really excellent game made in RPG Maker, that's To the Moon. And its sequel, Finding Paradise, is also wonderful. So there can be some really great games made in RPG Maker. And this is supposed to tell a very serious story, deals with some very mature themes. I'm wondering how it's going to be pulled off. I believe the reviews on Steam all seem to be positive, but I was checking the forums, the discussions, and they weren't seeming that positive. So that made me a little bit... It actually put me back right at even, because I was thinking, ooh, all the positive reviews, this must be something really, this must be amazing. But now it's actually put me back to where I don't know what to expect. This is not a very good intro, but oh well. That's what you get with me anyway. Randomness. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not sure what to expect. What I was looking at, I was wanting to look up about controller, because since this is an RPG Maker game, I was worried about possibly accidentally not knowing what button does what and canceling out the game, you know. It said partial controller support, but there wasn't even in discussion, so I'm not going to worry about using a controller. I'll use keyboard. But yeah, I thought this might be like a 4-hour game, but it may not be. From like just at a glance at some of the reviews, it might be, you know, like not more than an hour. But anyway, we're gonna play through it. Yeah, we'll play in English. Yeah, definitely. This is something I wanted. I mentioned it, but yeah, Actual Sunlight deals with extremely mature themes, including depression and thoughts of suicide. Player discretion is strongly advised, and this game is not appropriate for players under the age of 18. Yep, I'll continue. I am over 18. My mind may not be over that age, but I am. Why kill yourself today when you can masturbate tomorrow? What an opening line. But Evan Winter. I know what you're thinking. Why keep getting up? Day in and day out, even though your life is going nowhere. I was a little worried when that image flashed up, but thankfully, it was kept under wraps. No raises, no promotions, no hope, no future. And let's face it, no love. Does he does he keep hitting the sleep mode? I mean, he's got the right idea. If you have to get up out of bed to hit the sleep button, is it the sleep button? I think it's the sleep button. Is it the sleep button? Yes, it is a sleep button. If you get up out of bed to hit the sleep button, you're actually doing the smart thing, because then you might be like, I guess I'll go ahead and get up. You know, it'll help make sure you don't keep sleeping, you know. I've never been one to use a sleep button, but I don't think I've ever used the sleep button, because if I go back to sleep, I tend to just, you know, I'll sleep for longer than just 5 minutes. And sometimes it'll take me longer than that to go back to sleep anyway, so yeah. I'm recording this a bit late at night, so probably not a good idea to record, but first time I've had today to record. Feel bad for exploited immigrants who have their fingers shattered while stocking shelves on the graveyard shelf at monolithic retailers. Okay. I've worked in retail. I've never shattered a finger working overnight, working at retail, or in the daytime. I did like smash my knuckle open one time on a shelf. What did I do? I can't remember. I just know I smashed my knuckle open. And I mean, like I got, because I'm clumsy, as I was walking through the store, I'd be at a quick pace, and the scars would hit, I'd say the scars would. She shook. I really can't talk tonight. The shells would hit my arm, and I'd have like a little cut there. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, and just keep moving. But I never shattered a finger. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but not that often. Feel bad for the soldiers of pointless wars who have their arms blown off by IEDs. Feel bad for arthritic, long-haul truck drivers who need every firm grasp they have left for the dark roads and bottom-crashing races ahead. No, excuse me. No matter how bad things get, none of those people can live the life that you can. A life of pathetic, dick-punching resignation. You're lucky. You have food, you have water, and you have shelter. Shelter that specifically includes at least one room with a locking door, an internet connection, and a computer you don't share with your elderly parents. No king leaves you too exhausted from one type of hammering to indulge in another. No bishop lives to tell you not to bash yours. There's never been a better time in the history of mankind to be completely, cripplingly, devastatingly alone. And yet here you are, thinking about giving up on the good times. Not realizing that you still have so much to live for. There's still so much to jerk off to. Okay. Goals, I mean, everybody's got goals, I do feel like I can relate a little bit to this guy, because I do tend to be more of a introvert, hermit type person. So yeah, I can say I relate to this guy. Though not exactly to that. I mean, over the last 2 or 3 years, I have become quite the achievement-oriented person. I think I've mentioned it 2 or 3 times. I definitely mentioned it when I was live streaming last year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. I think I've mentioned it in a few games, handful of games anyway. So I mean, yeah. My goals, on like achievements are probably ridiculous, to other people. It's actually funny because I've seen like on websites about whether or not mods will affect achievements, and they're like, yeah, the only thing that affects is achievements, and people be like, so no loss then, or nothing important lost, or something like that. I'm like, wow, sick burn, dude, sick burn. So yeah, it's definitely achievements. Aren't something important to everybody. Masturbating, constantly isn't important to some people. So I mean, I guess, but then again, everything does have their unhealthy borderline. So there is that. Anyway, after all, the world is alive with people as fat, shallow, and broken as you are. Alive with beautiful women that have been lied to all their lives, who get on buses bound for your pornography. Alive with the seething sadness of all breaking dreams. And I hope that you read these words and realize that there is still so much inside of you, just waiting to come out. I hope you promise yourself to live and see the day that you truly fall in love at first sight. Lock your eyes onto the look you've waited a lifetime to see. Hit the pause button, take a deep breath, and know what it'd be like to be wanted. Even if it isn't for the right reasons, by anybody. If only for a moment. Patient transcript. Evan Winter. Why do you say, this is Doctor speaking, why do you set your alarm clock for 5 a.m. every morning even though you would never get up for it? Why hit snooze? Oh, it's snooze. Oh, and this really old alarm thing that I have, it says sleep. Oh no, it does say snooze. There's like a really big button at the front that says snooze. Oh, duh. What does that sleep button do, though? Yeah, it makes sense for the snooze to be the biggest button because when you're half awake, you can't aim very well. What does sleep do? Okay. I hit snooze for 2 hours. I want to start exercising. I mean, look at me. I had to. Then why didn't you? I don't know. I guess the night before, you feel like tomorrow will be different. Every night you think tomorrow is the day you're going to do it. Start exercising. Start everything. Okay. Arrow keys to move. Z to interact. Try everything. X to save and quit. And F4 to toggle full screen. Okay. E-reader. An e-reader. Definitely obsolete by now. Creative writing, University of Toronto. Instruction, Evan Winter. First day lecture notes. The first thing you should know about being a writer is that it will turn you into a person who will find every excuse not to write. In fact, like many things in life, the more you want it to happen, the stupider about it you will get. A lot of people will never relate to this. A lot of people don't know what it's like to badly want something that very few people will ever get to have. I'm not talking about money or fame, obviously. Everybody wants that. I'm talking about the deeply felt desire to say something that is painful in a way that is both beautiful and true. But without discipline, this desire will melt you into a crazy, miserable shithead. I'll give you an example. I remember when I decided that enough was enough, and that I was finally going to get serious about becoming an author. I went straight to the nearest bookstore to buy every book about writing that I could get my hands on. Sounds like a very good way to make sure other authors are getting plenty of money, although that might wind up making you not. I was prepared to do anything. Absolutely anything. Except to actually sit down and write. There are so many books that I felt I had to read before I could attempt to write anything that I bought a $300 e-reader instead of trying to carry them all home. Of course, I also planned to actually read all the books that I had supposedly read in school. The e-reader sat on my nightstand and collected dust for years. Okay, was that his thoughts? Okay, this is actually scary. I can relate to this guy because I've written off and on throughout the years. And just a second. I thought I heard my mom. Okay. Yeah, I wrote off and on since I was a kid, about 10, 11 or so. And yeah, I was wanting to write a book way back when. And never actually succeeded until about 6 years ago, 6 or 7, and I would say it was a moderate success. I would say a success. Written 2 short novellas, I would say. I will say the first one kind of got, I had like a much longer idea, so I kind of split the one book into two books and just went and published the first one on Amazon Kindle, which will accept anybody, So I mean that's, I mean something of an accomplishment, but yeah, definitely wasn't a critical success. Actually, that's what got me on Twitter, was to hopefully help promote my book, and it didn't go very well. There's like 50 million people who put books on Kindle every day, Amazon Kindle every day. Not really 50 million, but it's several thousand a day though. Or it was back when I was trying to promote it, and I was like, yeah, best I could do was give it away for free. The people who got it for free seemed like they enjoyed it well enough, and the other one they enjoyed well enough. But yeah, hey, you know what? Why not? If you guys want to read the book, look up Larry the Undertaker on Amazon. It's like $1. It's all right. I think the grammar's been fixed. The only thing about Amazon Kindle about editing is it's hard to see the edited version. I didn't have anybody who was willing to help me proofread it at the time I was writing it, the first one. But one of my friend's fiancés read it and proofread it, so it should be better. Anyway, that was random. Assembly instructions: sawdust dresser by Evan Winter. Attempt to open box, failed to do so, and rip corrugated cardboard into pieces until dresser parts are. Oh yeah, but yeah, on that topic, yeah, it's definitely hard to keep motivated to write, because if you have to keep on a schedule, maybe not schedule, but a routine. And if you miss that routine, it's just so hard to get back onto. I mean, it's sort of like that with a lot of things, like YouTube. I've had trouble with that. Twitch. Writing is hard to get back into if you lose that routine, because you gotta be. It's a very creative process, and of course, probably the bigger YouTubers who put more creativity into their videos, probably may feel more similar to that. But yeah, the writing, it's hard to get back into if you don't hit that routine. It'll screw you up. And yeah, after I took a bit of time after writing that second book. I was gonna go back and finish that second half of the first original book, and I was like, and I was watching YouTube videos about it at that time, and that's when I started doing YouTube. Actually, I think I started doing YouTube a little bit before I put the second book out. So yeah, I think I did. But yeah, YouTube became a bit of a distraction. That's kind of what I switched to. So I tried to get back into writing 2 years ago. Maybe it was a year ago. I lose track of time pretty bad. Anyway, attempt to open a box, fail to do so, and rip corrugated cardboard into pieces until dresser parts are exposed. Consider insistence of two-person assembly to be personal indictment of character and discrimination towards sad loners. Mutter homophobic indignities about uppity Scandinavians and their perfect little shoebox existences. Figure out that assembly of dresser will require actual tools, and not just syringe thin Allen key. Run downstairs to a convenience store that thrives on overpriced sundries for emasculate condominium man children. Buy knockoff Chinese screwdrivers for 3 times normal retail price. Assemble dresser, periodically stopping to drink alone and stretch for aggravated lower back injuries. Screw up assembly at the very end such that dresser looks completely fine, but drawers are fixed in place and do not actually open. Turn structure around completely, expose an open rear side of dresser. Remove top drawer entirely, rendering entire dresser as giant open hole. Realizing nobody will probably ever see how messed up this is, it wouldn't be a criteria if any girl was actually willing to come here in the first place. Because you're probably just going to leave all your clothes hanging over furniture or stuck in the dryer anyways. Live with it. Yeah, oh crap, I didn't realize I was going to go back to bed. From Junior Assistant Executive Administrator CEO Office to Director Corporate Communications. Subject, no subject, okay. Would you like to look at the transcript below and develop new messaging for transitional compensation interviews by COB? Program is excellent. So this problem is obviously in how you shop is telling. So this problem is obviously in how you shop is telling HR to pitch it. That sentence is confusing to me. Begin transcript. HR VP. Thanks for coming in this morning, Evan. Door closing, sure. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. Time and time again, I've said that the one thing we need in this company besides our top executive talent are young people. Young people who don't just go back to bed instead of waking up. Young people who don't just walk around in a trance as if they have no future. Young people who won't let their peers down. Even when they're asked to do more with less. Sounds like it would be a shame to lose young people like that. Couldn't agree more. That's why I really hope you'll consider staying on with us, even though your compensation package will be transitioning from a direct model to an experimental one. What do you mean by experimental? Like give it rabies and see if it, will give it to other compensation packages, or will it stay, will it stay, normal? I don't know. A what? A new perspective. A new opportunity to really show us what you're made of. I just want to be completely clear on this. You're talking about no money, right? Sounds like you'd rather have the rabies. Well, the philosophy that we're embracing is something that we call life stage-based compensation. We want to hone in on exactly what the needs are for each of our employee groups based on their current life phase. What? So, for an employee of your age and demographic profile, we know that all you're really looking for is mentorship, energy drinks, and a very high quality of work that will really give you an exposure to the professional environment that you're looking for. 28 years old. I'm not sure what demographic profile you're thinking I fit into. That's what? That don't make no sense. Yeah. What? There are a lot of factors there. I mean, there are people here who have families to support. And as you'll no doubt recall from our mission and vision statements, this is a family company. I watched 3 people who I know have young children leave here with boxes this morning. That's exactly why they were simply released. It would have been irresponsible of us to offer them a transitional opportunity. We care enough to get them out of here and back into the search for a paying position as quickly as possible. They have people who need them. Do you? What? What the crap was that? No, that was years ago. I gotta get up. What was that? Sounds like that was a terrible company to work for. What? If you're working for a company that has those sorts of values, it'd probably be best to be looking for a job before to start having ideas before they actually let you go, and to leave before they let you go. Yeah. Awake, or Awake, The Something Awful Forums by Redwinter47. I'm posting this review because I think the community that was built up around this game is nothing but a moronic circle jerk. People have taken the fact that it has some false sliver of artistic credibility and blown it to ridiculousness as a way of feeling better about something that we all know is true about video games. That they are a shitty and an aesthetic way that we have spent our shitty and anesthetized lives. Can't say that word for some reason. It is not great that the game has 10 different endings that require over 100 hours of average playtime to see. That's just a way of making you feel like you could be special, which is exactly why you never have. It is not romantic that the game deals with broad themes of loneliness and despair. You are actually alone. You're actually in despair. You know there is nothing romantic about it. None of it includes a longing gaze into the moonlight. It's just pizza pops and perversion until you have a stroke and your parents spend their retirement looking after you. Finally, it is not filled with rich, texturized characters whose relationships and dialogue will pull at your heartstrings. Gotta take a breath. Sheesh, this is a lot of reading. I wasn't expecting this much reading. I was expecting like an RPG where it's like you click on a thing, it's like, oh yeah, I got that years ago, so and so. And you expect like paragraphs and paragraphs from every single thing you clicked on. It is hours of endless drivel that proffers completely childish conceptions of intimacy and togetherness for the sole and pandering purpose of tricking you into the fake warmth of delusionally believing that you relate to something that you only wish you did. And you believe these things because you are nothing. You've never read a book that didn't have a dragon or a laser gun on the cover. You live in a filthy dark room with a laptop and a soda-stained mouse pad. And you play Awake, not because it's about human beings, because you desperately wish you were a human being in the first place. But you are not. You are not the hero. You are the monster. User was banned for this post. Reason. TLDR. Wow. Okay. Well, he has a negative. Yeah, he has a bit of a negative attitude then about that. I mean, but of course, obviously, we know that he's dealing with a lot of stuff, so it makes sense. I screwed my back up a long time ago. Now I have a fancy chair that's probably screwing it up even more. See, now those are the tool tips that I was expecting. I used to have a desktop. It's gone now. I just use a laptop in my room. I wanted to be mean. I could say, that's why you don't like the computer games. You don't play them right. But no. People can play video games how they want to. You can get a good experience out of a video game on anything. I mean, heck, until last year I had a pretty meh computer, and I was getting a lot out of it. I was getting a lot out of the games like 4 or 5 years ago, but I was still getting a lot out of it. This is the only reason I even own a TV. The gaming console. No cable. I tried an antenna, but all it picked up was static and infomercials. Still, I'm sure they're charging me for it somehow. I sort of use this as a de facto garbage bin for everything that won't actually rot. It's full of plastic bags at the moment. The sink? That doesn't seem safe. Never use this. What does he eat then? Has he said what he eats? I'll take a shower first. Okay. Oh, now we're back to this. I was like, man, it was moving so swiftly in the living room. Patient transcript, Evan Winter. What is your earliest memory of disliking yourself? When I was 15 or 16, I shaved for the first time. Immediately, my skin had a vicious reaction to it. Red everywhere. My neck and my jawline were completely covered in huge bumps and rashes. I didn't come out of my room for hours. I hate looking in mirrors or being in pictures to this day. Are you sure it wasn't just poor technique? People always ask that, or at least look like they're thinking it. But no, I tried everything. It's like piano wire stabbing your face from the inside. And it survives beyond every four-figure shotgun solution in existence. And what happened after you came out? Nothing really, but I knew what it meant. This was high school. You saw those kids with horrifically scarring acne. It isn't like this looked any better. From then on, I knew I was going to be one of those guys that girls would look away from for the rest of their life. Or rest of my life, I mean. That would be a very painful thing to believe. Guess it was the first time that I realized you could just get dealt a shitty hand. That there could be something wrong with you. And that no matter what, you would never be able to do anything about it. In a way, I think you were lucky to get as far as you did without learning that. Think of all the reasons in the world that you could have learned that sooner. Reasons that could have been much worse. I don't really know what to say about that. You only live life as yourself. True, he could grow a beard to manage with it. I keep a beard because I'm too lazy to shave. I hate shaving though. I guess I will admit that I guess I probably don't have good technique. I don't have anything like that, but like at the bottom of my chin it'll be like, it'll be, little bit of blood there, and I'm like, wipe it with a bath rag. I'm like, blood, okay. But it's not any like scarring or nothing like that. Oh, arrow keys. I was like, why ain't you working? But this place may be disorganized, but there's some things you've got to keep clean. Agreed. Take a shower? Yes. I think to say we don't need a visual for this. Patient transcript, Evan Winter. Doctor, do you ever have suicidal thoughts? What, you mean right now? Are you implying there are situations where you ordinarily would? I don't know. A decision like that seems more responsibility than I could even take for myself. Sometimes I'll stand in the shower for a long time, slowly turning up the temperature of the water until it hurts. Eventually, my body seems to adjust to the pain. And I'll turn it up again and again until it hurts so much that I can't go any further. And you think about killing yourself in this way? Sounds like you're trying to become like a very, very specific superhero. Where you're like, if I just gradually keep building up the tolerance, eventually I can go swim in lava and punch lava monsters and stuff like that. Kind of like in a very different way, but kind of like the wasn't it Hercules that when he was a kid he put like a foal on his shoulders and he towed it around. Him and the foal grew up together, and so when he was a man, he could still carry like a grown horse on his shoulders. Was it Hercules or some other mythological hero type? I feel like it's Hercules. Seemed like I saw that in some made-for-TV like mini-series of Hercules like back 15, 20 years ago. So that's what that is based off of. Not the Kevin Sorbo Hercules. feel like I did see a made-for-TV show about that. Anyway, not important. We're discussing suicide, not Hercules. Did Hercules try to kill himself? I wish I knew that, because it would actually be strangely fitting if he did. But burning yourself? I'm not saying that I think that this is what suicide is. I just think it's what suicide is like. So you think about suicide more than you have any plans to commit suicide yourself. Is that correct? I guess. How often do you think about these things? A lot. How long have you been thinking this way? A long time. And how does thinking about why you want to do this make you feel? And how, did I read that right? I feel like I didn't read that right. Anyway, and how does thinking about why you want to do this make you feel? Frustrated, tired, hopeless, reminiscent. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Got a lot of things to do today. I'd better eat something and get to the office. Okay, now we got clothes on. An epilogue to the weight loss book I will one day write, by Evan Winter. Before I wrote this book, I had reached a point where all I ever thought of was about food. My life went from joking that nothing but pizza would give me relief to a life in which it was actually true. This is actually kind of scary. I said, I could relate to this guy from the writing, and some, and another thing or two. I've dealt with, I guess I mentioned it a bit. But I have dealt with stress a bit, I have had, such thoughts before, in the past. Not, never to the point where we're acting on it, but yeah. I have had such thoughts, so. But yeah, and pizza. That's my favorite food. I would need the internet, though. Sounds like he doesn't. Oh, no, he does have internet because he writes on the thing. On that thing, and he was like, this game really sucks, and you're all terrible people. That, nah, that I don't relate to. But anyway, pizza, yeah, that's the best food. And I hate to admit, I have been living a lot more on pizza than is healthy. Since my mom went blind, and I've been the sole cook here at the house, and I can cook her food okay, but I'm a picky eater, and yeah, pizza's a very easy and tasty, not so much healthy, but easy and tasty food to fix. It's like you just put it in there and you forget about it for like 18 minutes. You don't want to forget it for longer than that, too much longer than that, otherwise it'll be bad. But you can forget it for that long, and then it's like, boom, done. Yum. Do you know what it's like to wake up in the morning knowing that eating something terrible is the only happy thing that is going to happen to you all day? You kill yourself at some horrific job that you're lucky to have, and when it's all over, all you want to do is forget about it. People will say you could stop, but you're so huge by now that you realize you would have to stop for years and years on end. Or get on Survivor, and that even then you still might not be good enough for anything or anyone. And by the time you do it, who can even say if anyone will be left? Still, you make a few attempts over the years, because a part of you thinks you would be a completely normal person if your weight didn't disqualify you from being one in the first place. Sometimes it even goes well. But in the end, you're still miles behind, and that one shitty feel-good thing you've always had starts calling you. It's calling you when you realize that she isn't interested. It's calling you when you're out with people who don't have to live this way to just be normal. Man, this is this is a lot of reading. It's calling you when you go out to eat with your parents, and you realize what a disappointment you are to them. What a waste of all that energy you were. Also, it's not. Yeah, it's living up to the not so cheerful reputation I was thinking it would have. All the time, it's calling you. Whoa. It is calling us. Why did it turn off vibrate? Hello? Everything's great, Mom. Yeah, of course I have dinner with you guys this weekend. We can eat whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I gotta go to work, Mom. I don't know what's going on with either of them. No, I know. Okay, bye. And tell her you loved her? Wow. Don't go to the roof. Crap, we're gonna go to the roof. Actually, I think we do. Seemed like I saw a screenshot on Steam. On the Steam page of the roof. Oh, great, we are. Oh, lovely. Feel like this game's not gonna have the happiest ending. I thought I had something to eat here, but I guess not. I'll get something on the way. So we going? Yeah, I guess we're going. Yeah. Save the game. Okay, let's go to the roof. Okay. Looks like they got a rooftop garden. Have to go to work. Why do we have a gumball machine up here? An empty gumball machine. I know it's not a gumball machine. It's a lamp of some sort. A lantern. Oh, oops. Well, okay. I'll save my game again. Oh, duh. Okay. Apartments where we just were. Okay. I'm an idiot. Patient transcript. Evan Winter. Great. Everybody we talk to is going to pull up a scene. It's going to get more cheerful and cheerful. You understand that in many ways, you're very fortunate. What do you mean? You've had access to education and security. You're a white male. There's a great deal of privilege intertwined with nearly everything about who you are. I don't know, I feel an awful lot like a member of that club in name and sight only. I don't have some friend with a cottage. I've never participated in any mud-based fitness challenges. And there are no adorable blondes meeting me for blind dates at ironic board game cafes. Wow. He's looking for something very specific. Those aren't the types of advantages I'm talking about. I know. But they are the types of advantages that education and security make worth having in the first place, aren't they? What would even change if I lived some kind of cart life for $7 an hour? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you think? I think it would just mean being openly rejected by the types of people who only pretend to accept me now. And that isn't worth something? All I'm talking about is being something but not being part of it. Coffee? Fruit? Thanks. Have a nice day. Or a great day. So did she give me food? Recent transactions. Checking, debit. Oh. Display all balance. Let's see how much money this guy's got. Okay, so he's Canadian. Okay. So he's got almost 3,000 in the checking account. What does lock balance mean? That I'm not sure about. He's got nothing in savings. He's got a lot of credit card debt. Ugh. That doesn't seem good. Okay, he bought a present. Grocery mart, the breakfast counter, quick tie, chicken wingers. He eats out a lot. Gotcha. That's why you buy stuff like Red Baron pizzas on sale. Buy them at $3.50 max if you can. You can only find them that cheap. You can only find them that cheap. You buy a whole lot of them. You throw them in a freezer, and you save money that way. Although I wish I could actually still eat cheaper than that. Yeah, it would be nice if I could eat cheaper than that. We're helping you save every day. Please note that ATM fees have increased. I don't have the healthiest diet. I eat big once a day. That's not healthy. Yeah, he has no savings. What is he buying with credit card that has him in so much debt? Present. Okay. Digital Ultramart, Video Game Underground. Okay, he buys a lot of. Looks like he buys a lot of video games. Okay, or a lot of stuff for video games, which that's not healthy. I've been pretty good about not spending too much on video games. I try not to ever spend anything full price too much. I'm normally good at waiting. Though I will admit, yesterday, I'm recording this on Sunday night. Not Sunday night. Sheesh. It's Friday after Thanksgiving. I felt like it was Sunday all day today. I don't know why. It's Friday night after Thanksgiving. And yesterday, Tonic, aka Bang Bang Potato, taught me into getting Fallout 4. Not Fallout 4, Fallout 76. And luckily it was on sale. On Green Man Gaming, I think. Yeah, that's where I bought it from. So I was able to buy it on sale. But yeah, I know in the past I've had trouble. And there was a game called Ebony that I spent more money on than I'm happy about. It was like an online browser game. So yeah, that wasn't good. Quit playing that game. Woo! Woo! Can we get hit by a bus? Please read this if you are a young person. I'm 33. Do I have to read this? Will O'Neill. If I have any fear about putting this project out, it's that somebody who is in the midst of a difficult time growing up will see this game and think that it applies to them. I'm not going to say that I was not a lot like you. I probably was. I've struggled with feelings of anger and depression since I was very young. No more than 12 or 13 years old. I don't need to get into what the problems both causing and caused by were and still are. I think the things that happen in this game make them pretty clear. It's also pretty clear where all this is headed. But listen, the fact that you are young means in and of itself that you still have a lot of time to change things. That doesn't mean you're going to get everything you want. But I promise that you can do a lot better than you will if you give yourself over. But I promise that you can do a lot better than you will if you give yourself over to despair. So when you get into your late 20s and early 30s, like the protagonist of this game. Wait. I'm confused. Who is this talking to us right now? Is this the guy who made this game, or is this another game creator? Is this a fictional game creator? I'm confused. And like me, a lot of choices you made earlier can start to come seriously into play. A lot of doors can begin to close. A lot of things start to go on without you. I've been the way that I am my entire life. But let me tell you something. It's different now. And I'm seeing more and more how things will only get even more difficult over even more time. In the end, that's what this game is about. An end game. Somebody whose pain has slowly risen in excess of their ability to deal with it. Somebody whose options have become totally disconnected from fantasies and regrets that they can't turn away from. This game is not a game. Whoa. Seriously, I'm confused. Is this the guy who made this game? Is this the creator of Actual Sunlight? I'm so confused. It's a portrait. I've created to document something that I think is human and beautiful and real. And if you appreciate that, great. That's what art is. But don't get it twisted. It's about a 30-something corporate dead-ender with no useful energy. No people his own age who haven't moved on in life that he can turn to. And no time or money left to change or undo any of those things. I don't care how messed up you think your life is. If you aren't at least 25, that ain't you. So don't you friggin' dare. Okay. I hit, oops. We'll say. I hit X rather than, okay, how do I back out with that? Okay. She has nothing to say to us. Oh, okay. Christmas Bullshit by Evan Winter. When I think of what it would mean to be grown up, I have an unshakable impression of going home for Christmas Eve with my wife and infant children. There are 3 of them, and they're all equally infantile, but they're not triplets. It's snowing outside, even though it never snows on Christmas Eve in Toronto anymore. And as my parents open the front door that I knocked on with one of those big brass things, even though we've never had one, and obviously I don't even know what it's called. Isn't it just called a door knocker? A knocker? And obviously, I don't even know what it's. Oh yeah, the heavenly aroma of an industrial bakery licks us across the face. Through all of this, my wife is so hot. Because of fireplace? She looks like a compilation of every girl who ever wasted my time. My father hands me a cigar and gives me the good news. We're both amazing at playing the acoustic guitar. It's a Christmas miracle. Later on that evening, I'm sitting in bed with my wife. And she tells me that she will always love me. And that we will never die. That's all I ever think about when I think of having kids. How much of a failure I am that I cannot cause the world I have described here to exist. But that last part's pretty tough to do. And to be honest, I don't have kids, but I would think it would be a really rough thing to not die and see your kid, do so. Unless he didn't die either. But then that would just cause a lot of confusion, Like, at what point will somebody kick the bucket, We'll have to go to Mars because of the population of nobody dying. Or either just extend, nobody can have kids, for maybe make Highlander. I don't know. Anyway, I got off topic fast, as I do tend to do. Okay, she has nothing to say to me. There's a homeless man or lady. My career passion is not to be stabbed. My career passion is to not be a stabbed homeless guy. By Evan Winter. Uncertified life coach. When you sit down to do your daily 1 hour personal career goal timeout focused affirmation session, what amps you to the max? What motivates and engages you to take it to the next level? I mean, we'd all like to imagine the possibility of prosperity for everyone, or at least everyone of our ethnicity with a similar educational background, but some people are winners, whereas others are merely honest. In the past, it was relevant for people to look at their professional arc a lot differently. What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What type of commute or living environment really meets your personal needs? What sort of retirement situation are you envisioning? And how would you like to see your defined benefit pension plan invested? Today, however, the good news is that none of these questions matter. Today, it's simply sufficient to ask yourself if you would or would rather not drink yourself to sleep on a vent every night. Nobody likes a 2-hour commute, what? But would you rather walk 17 blocks in the dead of winter for a cup of soup? Nobody appreciates an inability to visit the dentist. But would you rather get your teeth clubbed out by a disgruntled police officer? And the people on top, they wonder how they ever lost this plot to begin with. Why did we ever give anyone anything they say? Why didn't we just ask them if they'd rather be stabbed by a homeless guy? I don't know what to say, but I do want to give them something. Thanks, pal. You got a smoke? No? Sorry, man. Okay. Okay, I was going to say, it's there straight ahead. Hello. Oh. Yeah, I don't blame them for that. I would say it's pretty awkward to do something like that. These are some crazy looking people. Or that guy, he looks like he's crazy. Nah. Looks normal. Excuse me. All Strangers Are Entrepreneurs by Evan Winter. Hi, I noticed that you made eye contact with me for half a second, and then immediately regretted it. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a friggin' asshole. I'm disgusting. I want to talk to you because I sincerely cherish a genuine sense of community and goodwill towards men. Nope. I'm an absolute loser, bothering one stranger after another, and an awkward revelation of my own failure. Is everything okay with this train? Or streetcar or whatever? I'm looking for someone to become my downline in a multi-level marketing scheme. I think you ought to change religions. I'm one of those charity people who used to wear an apron so people would know to avoid me. I want to ask you out to coffee, rub your shoulders while the dirty sleeves of my jean jacket infect your pores, and then try to have sex with you before you realize that I'm unemployed. I'm that legitimately horrible and sad person you could be one day like. The one a dumb story happened to. The one who got a DUI and then they found weed in my car, plus the money I stole from work. My family is dead and I have no friends and I'm desperate for anybody to talk to, even though I have nothing to say and I know that nobody likes me. I'm actually feeling confused. It feels like it got off the rails. Or maybe you would like me, but you don't want to know. I'm that weird, bitter asshole who barks at cashiers and hits on waitresses and holds up the universe, but I'm a human being and there is nothing I can do to make God stop loving me. Everywhere I go, I tell a few people who can barely stand me the same exact thing. That everyone is just way too uptight about talking to strangers. Even though I'm exactly the reason that absolutely nobody wants to. Let's say chill out, or some other extremely dated piece of slang that solidifies me as even more creepy. This is when you realize I'm trying to look at your boobs, or your shoes, or that I don't even have the confidence to meet your outline. And some type of instinct dawns on you that says, hey, your shoelace is untied. Oh, thanks. Thanks, guy. Okay, yeah, turn the headphones up and wait. Okay, so we get to see what he does at work. This is a couch for guests and clients to sit on while they wait to see somebody. It's the only well-kept piece of furniture in the office. A real plant. The one in the back is a fake. Not sure why it needs to. The screen needs to go black to show that, though. There isn't much to say what I do. There isn't much to say about what I do for a living. We're just like everyone else. Do we work in marketing, in finance, for the government, for the people, for good, for evil? Does it matter? No matter what, if we can make money off of it, and you ask us if we can do it, we say yes. If you ask us if what we do is effective, the middle managers who hired us, whose job security depends on us having been effective, will tell you yes. If you ask us if what we do is important, we'll point you in the direction of the media channel that makes a living off of reporting on our industry, and they will say yes. A lie that everybody can pay their mortgage with becomes a truth faster than you would believe. But in the end, we're really just a bunch of white people pushing piles of money around in circles, while reality occurs in parts unknown. We go to conferences and the maids break their backs cleaning our hotel rooms. We eat at restaurants while the cooks trip and immolate each in blistering oil. Janitors have heart attacks buffing floors on a graveyard shift for 30 years, and all of this for what? Networking. Best practices, leadership. We won't let anyone into the network, and we don't practice anything. And we don't lead anyone anywhere but someplace messed up, where we get paid and they get dick. Then everyone goes home and does their job the same way anyways, doing exactly whatever some boss wants. So who are we and what do we do here? We send emails. We go to meetings. We hope to one day get high enough to become invincible and to be rewarded with even when we mess up everybody and everything else. Sometimes I think, could I go my whole career without doing a single useful material thing? The street sweeper eclipsed my social utility the day he picked up a piece of gum. Okay. This game, a trash can brings on a big speech or a big wall of text. This is kind of hurting my throat. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting this much reading tonight. The well-informed and worthwhile opinions that fill the trash cans of agencies around the world, by Evan Winter. I like the idea of having statements that specifically talk about the impact our product has on customers. But how are we really telling our brand story? This still image of an inanimate object really needs to have a stronger sense of movement throughout. This line of meaningless rhetoric and this thing that is fundamentally about absolutely nothing really isn't adding any value. I saw this thing last night in a movie and I loved it. Our thing should be just as good. Because even though our budget is a 16th of what it took to create that, I can still remember a time when it was only half. Okay, here's the deal. I don't like this thing. I don't have any real reason for disliking it. I dislike it the way that certain people don't like pickles or reggae. It's just idle preference. I didn't go to school for marketing or advertising or design or writing or anything like that. I just got a job at a corporation and one day they decided to shove me here because they figured at least there was a hard limit of how much damage I could do. Another possibility is that I'm actually very intelligent, but I'm working. Another possibility is that I'm actually very intelligent, but I'm the wrong gender ethnicity. I need to be put somewhere prominent, but ultimately harmless. Either way, I've either come to not care that my actions are devoid of any rationale, or, even more dangerously, I believe that my intuitions represent some sort of natural capability. I've always been like this, and consequently started my own company because I was incapable of working for someone else. Or it happened to me after being promoted to a level high enough that people just stopped bothering to disagree with you. So you know what? I'm just not sure about the blue. Okay. I'm going to save the game, and I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So this will probably be a two-parter because it's not supposed to be a very long game. I was going to try to record this all in one go, but I've actually been sleeping at night here lately. I'm one who can get really bad out of have a bad sleeping habit. So it's 10:30 right now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Plus my throat is getting real sore from all this reading. She said, I used to play visual novels where I read the whole thing. So my throat's getting weak. It needs some more exercise. I need to put my throat on a treadmill. But anyway, yeah, this is interesting so far. I'm not sure how it's going to end. But yeah, it's definitely not the feel-good game of the year. Whatever year this came out, I'm not sure when this came out, but yeah, it's interesting. It does deal with some stuff that most people deal with at some point in their lives. So, in some form, not everybody deals with all the stuff he deals with, but yeah, I would say that the majority deal with a thing or two he deals with. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. And unless it takes like less than 20-30 minutes to finish, then it'll be a whole nother video. But if not, I will just wind up. You won't. This video will not end, and you'll actually know whether or not this actually will be there'll be a part 2, because you'll be like, you'll pull up the YouTube thing and be like, huh, but it's like an hour and 20-minute long video. But this is but he's wrapping up now, unless he talks and rambles for 10 minutes, which I've done. I have done that. I'm not going to do it tonight, though. But anyway, I do sincerely hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next one. Later, folks.